Hello and welcome to another IELTS essay, and this is a question a student shared with me recently, and he wanted me to write a sample answer. Instead, I'm preparing a structured response, so I'll be discussing various elements that need to be catered into while writing a response to this answer in the IELTS exam. So without much ado, let us go to the topic. A few countries allow 18-year-old youngsters to drive a car. Some say it is good for a country, others say it should be 25 years. Discuss both views and give your opinion. So this is a question in which there are two opinions. One set of people say that, okay, we need to give license to 18-year-old individuals, youngsters. Others say, no, this is too young. We need to give license to 25-year-old youngsters. So you have to discuss both views and then give your opinion. So I'm sure the structure is clear. There's an introduction, a body paragraph 1 about 18-year-old, a body paragraph 2 about 25-year-olds, and then you have to give your opinion. The point here is to discuss what exactly goes in the favor of 18-year-olds and what exactly goes in the favor of 25 years old. And let me change the color. Okay, so let us first discuss 18-year-olds. Why should an 18-year-old be given the driving license? Well, the body paragraph 1, which includes this one, it should have first an idea, and then there should be an explanation of the idea. So the idea has to be very clear. It has to be specific, and you have to clearly communicate it. There should be no vagueness. It should be very specific, precise response. So why should an 18-year-old be given a driver's license? Well, the idea can be that when a youngster, when a person as young as 18-year-old is given a driver license, that person has more time, and this gives to learn a vehicle, and that gives greater exposure. That gives a greater exposure to the driving lessons, to the law, to various elements that are involved in the driving process. So this is the idea, that it gives a greater exposure to the driving experience. As a result, the person is a better driver. So then you have to explain. Let me change the color. Then you have to explain this idea. How exactly does this give a greater exposure? So when a person learns driving at a young age, the person has more awareness of various rules and regulations. I'm sorry. Awareness of various rules and regulations. Let me call them R and R. So the person is more aware about what exactly is the purpose of zebra crossing, where exactly to stop the car, the rules related to the various speed limits, and the person has more chances of coming across these rules and regulations. The chances are high. You have to communicate this very clearly. The chances are high to come across various these rules and regulations. And this in turn makes the judgment stronger. So you need to bring the judgment into picture. And as long as you do not give a car to an 18-year-old, the person stays immature. So that in turn also improves the maturity of the individual. You can also include this element, the maturity of an individual. On the other hand, why should a 25-year-old be given a driver's license, and not people younger than that? Again, the idea has to be very clear. A 25-year-old person is clearly mature enough. The maturity is the only thing that goes in favor of 25-year-olds. So they are mature enough to make the right decisions. Then you have to explain, what do you mean by maturity and what do you mean by right decisions? So maturity itself involves the element of right decisions, but what do you mean by that? Let me change the color, yeah. So you have to explain this again. A person who is 25 years or older has a better decision-making ability in terms of understanding the needs of others. So they better understand the needs of others. This is what maturity is. You understand the needs of other individuals. So who are these others? Again, you cannot stop at others. You have to explain things. There can nothing be vague. It has to be very specific in response. So do not leave anything to open to interpretation. So what do you mean by others? Others means people who are either disabled, old citizens, the elderlies, the elderly citizens, and the children. You can also write pedestrians, cyclists, and these individuals they have special needs. They need the motor vehicle drivers to be very mature. So if a person is crossing the zebra line, you cannot be immature enough to drive fast. You have to wait and then let the person who is in a weaker position to cross the road. So this is what maturity is. The person needs to understand the needs of other individuals. And what else do we mean by change the color? Yeah. What else do we mean by maturity? The second meaning of maturity is that the person is not run by impulses. The person can control impulses, which an 18-year-old can't. So an 18-year-old usually cannot control impulses. The impulse, the desire to drive faster, the desire to have, sort of kick to drive well. So adrenaline rush, you can more appropriately say, they can control impulses or they can control their adrenaline rush. They can control the adrenaline rush, and they are better able to make these decisions. So decisions based on logic and not on emotions. So these are emotional decisions. Emotions, okay? Third, and I think the final one in case of maturity is that the person better understands the law, better understands law and its implications, and implication of violating it. So implications of violating the law. So what are the implications? So there can be severe incarceration, you can be jailed, or there can be serious criminal charges in case of driving fast and causing fatal injury. So if you cause fatal injury to someone, or there is loss of property or life, then there can be serious implications. So you have to be, again, very specific. Fatal accidents, okay? Having said this, so write one body paragraph, an 18-year-old. Then while writing 25-year-old, you can say, okay, I perfectly agree that the person should be at least 25 years old, and then write these 3 points, which I have sufficiently explained. And then while giving your opinion in the conclusion, you can simply say that though there are benefits of 18-year-old, the benefits of giving driver's license to those who are above 25 years old or at least 25 years old are far greater, as discussed above. So I think that should suffice. If there are any structural issues you want to discuss, please let me know and I'll be happy to respond. I hope you liked this video. Share with your friends and keep coming back for more exciting stuff. Thank you for watching.